Welcome to Oblivious Maximus podcasts.
We're back.
I'm Ben Searle.
I'm Aaron. You go.
You go.
Yeah, we're good at this. We've been doing this for a while. We got Ginger back.
Hey.
Welcome back, Ginger. You can open that can now.
My favourite part.
Yo,
So
that's a
good.
one.
That's a soundboard.
Good crisp.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Um,
Now I got to sip it with two hands like a toddler for some reason.
you're looking at
forgotten how to
yourself on
drink.
camera and you just
Now that there's
melted.
a camera on me, I'm like, how do I?
Well, they made the video thing in here more high res, and it's like you can really see yourself.
Yeah.
And it,
I can really see the bags under my eyes, and I can't tell if I'm tired or it's this fluoro light.
it is. And I mean, it is. Oh, well, it's 1 o'clock. Now there's a massive clock, but I was about to say it's relatively early.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring like an orange scarf next time to like hang over this so that there's like a nice lighting on me.
We have thought about that.
So I don't look
the
34.
lighting in here is a little harsh.
I
yeah.
did do that for this Halloween party recently, and I went to Savers and got an orange scarf and hung it over, and now I'm going to do it in every room of my
yeah.
house.
Real
It's
like
like
70s house.
Yeah,
shit.
it's like 70s.
The red
Everyone
light
looks
bulb.
nice. You don't have bags under your eyes.
Well, I recently found this like moonlight thing that I think I'd bought during lockdown, and it's like you can change the colors of it. And I was mucking around with the settings, and I was like, it just turns bright red at one point, and I'm like,
Bright red
when am
is
I ever
great.
going to need this?
No, I have LED lights in my lounge room, and they can be every color, and I only ever want them red. I only ever want to feel like I'm in Beetlejuice's house that says girls, girls, girls. That's what I want from my life, and that's what I'm going to have.
Those LED light things, like I noticed it, like every hotel I've been at lately has them behind the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they change color.
Yeah.
They're correct to the screen, what the movement that happens on the TV or whatever. And I've been like so conscious of like, oh, I should do that in my house. Like it looks really cool. But then like my house is just a nightmare of like I Hate God posters and ducks kitschy stuff. So like
I think that kind of fits.
if we added LED lights to the mix, I feel like it'd just be like, this is two lunatics living in this.
Let me tell you, I feel like that is right, and you should do it.
Okay.
You
that's
can just lean into the lunatic. Once you already know that you're a bit of a lunatic, just accept it and get
It's
some
crazy,
LED
you know?
lights.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's like the other day, I was talking to a friend. She was telling me like a kind of crazy story. She's like, I can feel like I can tell you because you're crazy too. I was like, oh, okay.
I've never been so complimented in my life.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the insane house decor is like, that's not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's real funny. Like I can't remember whose house we went to. We went to somebody's house and it was just like it looked like something out of a magazine or something.
Yeah.
And then when
Wait, what kind of magazine?
Like,
because there's
you know-
either Grand Designs or like Pee Wee's Playhouse. You know what I mean?
No, it was, well, I think our house is more like Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Okay.
But it was like, like everything's white. Everything's.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But everything's just like, everything's got the same shapes and lines and everything's very plain. And then you go to our house and it's like, yeah, massive I Hate God poster and then like Naked Gun 2.5 poster.
That's the favorite.
and then like,
amazing.
then Duck's all the stuff from our old shop. Like,
You absolutely have to get LED lights.
yeah, I think so. I got to at least border the Naked Gun poster.
My whole house is. I don't want to be a hoarder, and I'm not. I think it's very organized hoarding, but I definitely like these little knickknacks.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it makes cleaning really hard.
Yeah.
But I love to be in my house. Like if I watch Grand Designs, I'm like, where are your things?
Yeah.
Do you have a secret cupboard of like all your sentimental things?
Yeah, I got shit everywhere.
Well, I've tried to be like that, but I move around a bit, and it's like you got to find the right balance.
Yeah, there's a medium.
Like every time I move this ceramic panther that I've got, I'm like,
oh, that's stressful.
I got to wrap it in like 50 million.
No, I'm the same.
Bits of bubble wrap.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's gonna come in here and be part of the set.
That's a highly sought after trinket
Yeah,
too.
no, I actually did you see
Ceramic
my
panther.
eyes light up. I
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, you have one? They're hard to get and find and afford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think I got like, and I was recently thinking about selling it.
To me.
Possibly.
That's what we're doing here today.
Oh my God,
It's
you
a
giving it to
bidding
me
war.
on the podcast?
Well, my housemate said the same thing. I was like, I'm thinking about selling it because, I might move around a bit more. And then he was like, "Can I buy it?" And I was like,
No.
I was really hoping to rinse someone on Marketplace.
No, this happens to me too. I have this like beautiful 1970s like brown velvet modular couch with like a corner radio piece with a glass top.
Amazing.
Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't talk about this on the podcast because now I'm not going to be able to rinse someone. You know what? Actually, never mind. No, I bought it for really cheap on Facebook Marketplace, like a steal.
Yeah.
And it definitely could go for like $2,000.
Yeah.
And this is so stupid. I can't believe I'm talking about this because I'm never going to be able to sell it. But it's really uncomfortable. And I don't want to sell it. But now after having like really beautiful couches that are not very comfortable, I'm like, I just want to nick Scarly.
Oh, yeah.
Like go into debt over how comfortable and ugly a couch can be.
Yeah. Well, I've kind of found I've got this couch that's in storage at the moment, which I found from a deceased estate. And it's like light avocado green leather couch. And it's like one big long bit. And it's not super, it's like would have been a fancy couch in the 80s.
Yeah.
But it just sat in someone's front room in Kew for so long that it's like perfect.
Yeah.
Dated and like
This
really
was the
nice.
same with my modular couch. Like it was a deceased estate, rocked up. The woman, like the lady who owned it had passed away and it was her daughter selling it and she was it's like it was covered in plastic from the 70s.
I think this is the same thing. The only thing
Your couch is from the same dead person, you two.
Well,
Cute.
the crazy thing is like I'm sitting on the couch and like the stuff is still in it. Like
Stuff.
Like I pulled out. There's a black and white photo of a horse, and then
Wait. What do you mean? You just said the stuff like it was really obvious what was going to be in the couch, like stuffing and like foam.
No. Like there's still coins in it, but then like and stuff like that.
Look inside mine.
But then because it's from a deceased estate, like it's a bit grim. That was like, Peter MacCallum Cancer Centre and stuff like that in it. I was like, oh, this was really
next to a packet of cigarettes.
Yeah.
The 80s, baby.
Yeah. And so like it was really just like, get this thing out of here.
Yeah.
This is grim.
Yeah. And when I went there was like this house in Kew and like they were sort of starting to renovate it. And me and my girlfriend at the time were like, can we just have a look around? And then the woman was like, yeah. And they were just like renoing some of the rooms. I guess maybe some of the kids were going to move in or sell it or something. But it was like one of these big old Kew mansions. It was fucking awesome.
This is a really similar story to my couch story. She also was like, do you want to just look around? And we were like, yes, because it's this beautiful mid-century house.
Yeah.
And I was just walking into rooms being like this wallpaper and like frothing over the decor and everything of the fixtures, and she was like, oh, you'll love all this other stuff we're just going to throw out. And I was like, oh my god, that's the best thing you could say to me right now.
Yeah, I'll back the car up.
She brought me in. Yeah, I did. She brought me into the other room and there were just boxes of like teeny cowboy boot glass shot glasses, which you know me, all my art.
Yeah, right up your alley.
Felt like crying.
Yeah.
Like I left with boxes of like 1970s untouched.
That's awesome.
I know, it was really a good day.
Yeah. I feel
For
like
me, not
not
anyone else.
It is funny though, like you go to that and they're like the woman, I guess the woman running it, like she must have been from sort of like a company that helps do that. Like it wasn't the woman, like it wasn't one of the kids or something like that. And she was just like, you want this bookcase? And it was like massive. And I was like, no, I'm about to move into a 2-bedroom apartment. I can't take this.
I gotta have that
But it
huge
was just
thing.
like, you want this? You want that?
Yeah.
Like it was like, I guess they just need this stuff gone.
You know how there's bad cops?
Yeah, all
This
of
is
it.
meaning. Yeah. No, but yes. Well, look, I'm not going to get that far into it. But you know how there's like real dodgy ones that are like definitely becoming a cop, so that they
Doing
can, like,
actual crimes.
Yeah.
doing actual crimes
Yeah.
and getting away with it because they're a cop.
Yeah.
I feel like if I was whoever that person is, whose job where they go to like deceased estates and like do that job that you were just talking about, I fear that I would become like a bad cop in that situation and just be like taking stuff.
I'm sure 100% that is half the
Because
thing.
imagine if you found like I want this plucker duck, for instance. I've said it last time, I'll say it again. I won't steal it. But like if I was in that
I'm leaving it to
position-
you in my will.
Aw, thank you.
And the panther.
That's so nice.
Hey!
Take that, Dan. But yeah, I fear that I would become a bad person in that situation because I love knickknacks so much.
I know. It would be tempting. And I guess like the temptation to be like, oh, this thing's worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
And like maybe the family don't quite know what they've got.
Oh,
No,
I mean,
100. That's
there's so many of those things where people just got no idea what they got there. I mean, my example of that, even just, not a deceased estate thing, but like when I lived in Canberra, I was getting a guitar made for me, and it was like the body of the guitar cost like $2,000. Like the wood was worth this much money. And I said to my mum, I was like, I'm just leaving that here. I'll come back and get it in a couple months. Obviously forgot about it for like years, completely forgot that it was even there. And then I went home for Christmas or something. I was like, oh, where's that guitar thing? I'll take it home. And mum was like, oh, that piece of wood. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I threw that out like 3 years ago. I was like, and I was like, that was worth like $2,000. And mum was like, what? Why did you tell me? And she was like, we had it under the car for a bit.
No.
Under the car.
That's so
Just like
upsetting.
a piece of wood. Like,
No.
I was like,
it in the shape of a guitar?
yeah, like already cut out like a flying V.
This natural,
No, that's upsetting.
natural shape.
Yeah, there's not. But anyway, mum was like, nah, that'll just go in the bin. But
No.
yeah, so things like that happen all the
Yeah,
time.
no, I'm not. I'm so glad that I took all my stuff when I moved out, because that absolutely would have happened to me as well.
I mean, that being said, I was pretty bad with a lot of that too, because I just moved here. I was 20 and I was like, I'm moving to Melbourne, see ya, and took as much as I could. But then I think the next like 6 years, every time I go back to Canberra, mum would be like, wheel out a box and be like, do you want all this stuff? And I'm like,
I dream of that. I dream of that. You know how in American films, how it's like their houses are so big that they're like, they just move out when they're a teenager and everything's like left.
Oh yeah, the
as
same.
it is. I dream of that happening to me.
Well, I'll get it. My mum will do it it's just stuff that she's kept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she'd be like, do you want this stuff? And it's like, I don't know, like a clay pot she made in the 70s. And like,
she doesn't want to throw it out, but she does.
And just stuff from Anko that she bought. Like, because she's like, this will come. But my mum, I think, is like organised hoarding.
Yeah.
Like, and I know you're listening, Charmaine. And
I'm with you.
yeah. But at the moment, she's putting a lot of stuff up on Facebook Marketplace for free to get rid of it. And I'm like, that keep that going. The less stuff I have to.
Nah, I'm the total opposite. My mum will put stuff up, or I'll go to Sydney and visit them, and mum will be like, oh no, we gave that away. And I'm like, like so upsetting.
Yeah.
There's this cowboy blanket I think about at least once a week.
Oh.
And we had it when I was 2. Never seen it since, and I think about it once a week. I don't know why I'm like that. I think it's a Cancer trait. I've been told it's like a horoscope thing. I'm like sentimental and emotional and a homebody. So
And you're just thinking about cowboy blanket.
I want that blanket.
Yeah. It's like, I
want
guess, comfort. You're attached to it at an early age.
Maybe I need therapy instead of a blanket.
Nah, just come on the podcast. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. It is that, isn't it?
This is my therapy. At this
I
point.
already feel better. I was in a really bad mood this morning. This is good.
How has the you're still working away on your zine, on your Patreon? How's it been going?
Funny you should mention that, Ben. I have prepared something for you.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, can I just take these off?
You
and
can
then
do it.
Yeah, of
I can do
course.
whatever I want.
Yep.
Okay, hold on.
Hang on, this is the perfect time for
For what, an ad?
What is it?
just playing Space Atmosphere.
Oh
on
yeah,
the
that's good.
soundboard.
Yeah.
Space atmosphere.
Hey, that's sick. I could use that in the Aglo set.
Oh, that was really good.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
I bought you presents
Oh,
because
God.
I knew you were going to ask me about my career, and
You had to prove it.
To be fair, I was kind of hoping we were just going to talk nonsense the whole time.
I mean, we can do that too.
because I have a really hard time explaining what I do,
Yes.
what the zine is, etc. So I was very organised this morning and went into the studio early and got you
Oh, that
a
rocks.
zine each with
This-
some gifts.
This is
And
fucking awesome.
It also, I'm going to shuffle them because I don't know what's I don't know. They're both sealed, but there you go.
Hey,
Thank you.
that rocks.
And I also, it's like the perfect way to describe. And also I figured it would like, if anyone's listening and not watching the podcast,
Oh my
you will
God.
now be forced to.
You gotta watch.
This is synergy type stuff.
So
We got
it's not an
gifts.
audio format. It's now a visual format.
And if
I
you-
mean, that's
if-
ASMR.
If you're listening
yeah,
to
that
the,
is, yeah.
if you are listening to the audio, we're holding some yellow envelopes that say official Rat Bag mail.
So the zine, the Patreon where you get the zine is called the Rat Bag Club.
Yep.
And so that's the little.
This is what you would get. Are we opening it live? Is that what's
I
happening?
think you should.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't know
gonna
how
fuck the
well
sticker
it will go. Oh no, you're allowed to ruin the sticker.
I've saved it anyway.
There's actually a
Don't worry,
lot
I'm
of
good.
stickers in there that you might have to ruin to get to
I
certain
was
parts
I was
of the
ha-
zine.
I was half expecting this to be like a glitter bomb. Like,
Oh, to be fair, I used to do that, and I had a couple of people complain.
oh really?
They said that I ruined like their carpet,
Oh,
and they
no.
were like, "Hey, I love the zine, but can you not put glitter and confetti in anymore?" And so now, and then I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll."
So I've got a couple of stickers here.
Yeah, this rocks.
This
Oh
is
yeah, I
awesome.
also need to say, if you join the Patreon, you don't get stickers and postcards. I've added them in because I like you guys.
right, sweet.
Okay, wait. So this is probably what's in the official.
Yeah, so that's just gifts.
Okay, this is just gifts.
And so you've got, I think that's August,
Okay.
issue 8, August, and you've got
October.
your Halloween edition.
That's sick, and also my birthday month.
Is
so,
it?
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah,
god,
yeah.
that worked out really well.
This is dope. I love the packaging. I love this whole.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Thank you. It's but yeah, like you'll open it up and
I'm
you'll
being so
realise-
careful. Like,
No,
like-
you kind of see,
Oh, this
so there's
fucking
like
rocks.
little envelopes and stuff that you have to open
Yeah.
up in there because I like to make it interactive because there's a lot of kids signed up.
oh, true.
So there's like lucky dips and colouring in sheets.
oh yeah, this is fucking sick.
This,
So you don't have to go through every single thing.
No, well, this is great audio listening. Me just looking through something, but
Yeah, do you want me to do a little song while you guys read it?
Hang on.
I don't have any songs.
hey,
Hey!
cowboy boots.
Oh yeah, and I liked that one because I found these scratch stickers on the internet.
That's
And if you scratch that heart off,
Yeah.
there's a little drawing under there, a little surprise drawing.
This is awesome.
how sick.
There's like a little drawing guide in here as well. Mars Attacks. Great
Yeah,
movie.
great movie.
Love that.
So yeah, you understand now. Remember last time how you were like, explain the Z.
Explain the zine. Now we can see
You
it.
simply can't.
And
It's absolute mania.
How-
Every single issue is just like whatever I decided.
How long does it take you to do one? Like, there's a lot of obviously there's a lot of drawings in here, but there's a lot of
It's really
stuff.
hard to put a time on it.
Yeah.
So like I was doing it once a month.
Yeah.
So I guess less than a month for each
Sure.
issue. But then Ozpost raised the cost of
Oh
stamps.
man, it's fucked up.
And
now.
you can't change the price of a Patreon tier once people have signed up.
Ah.
So the only way to cost effectively continue the zine was to send it out every 2 months.
Okay.
So I would say, I'm going to say 1 month to do a zine.
Okay.
I print it all in-house.
Yeah.
I draw everything. There's like a few flashback art pieces in there.
nice.
I just kind of draw whatever comes to my mind and then it ends up in the zine.
Yeah.
And I guess sometimes you might like make something and be like, oh, that'll be good for like this edition maybe, or
Yeah.
like and because it is interesting. I like tried to make a little zine to give out at shows, like a little. I wanted to do like a little 8-page folder thing, and I was like, what do I put in this? And I was like, oh, I've got all this writing that I could like use from like newsletters and things like that. And then I just loved I just was like, this is my most listened albums this year.
Like in that one, there's I think the
Halloween films.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I love films.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so it's just like here's all the films that I think you should watch.
Yeah,
Also,
that's sick.
that page I think is it that.
Unlucky Dip.
Yeah, Unlucky Dip is quite fun. There's a lot of there's like I drew like my dogs. I try to add in my dogs who I call the Breakfast Brothers because they're called Toast and Cocoa Pops. And I try to add a comic of the Breakfast Brothers in every zine,
Okay.
but that's kind of the only consistent
Yeah.
thing. And you've got at the end of yours, there's a chatterbox, I believe.
Yeah.
So I make now a little chatterbox with every. Is that one already folded?
I think so.
Oh my god, do you want to do it live?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so this is actually a Halloween edition one. So this will be like, it might even like tell your fortune.
Let's do that.
I'm into that.
If another reminder, if by now you haven't switched over to the YouTube
Well, you
version,
just
this
should,
is a
'cause you
real
have to.
this is a real video app. This one.
Yeah, no, you actually have to because this won't be interesting. But
So, I've never heard it called a chatterbox before.
what do you
What did you
call
call
them?
it?
I don't know, but I remember people would have like it was like a fortune teller. I think maybe
Yeah.
it was like a
All right, so let's do it.
So you've got to pick death, cat, candy, or chocula.
let's go death.
DEATH. And then one of these numbers.
I'm gonna go 3.
1, 2, 3. And then pick again.
8.
Okay, now ask a question.
Will I ever get a car again?
Ooh. Yes.
We're back, baby.
And I have no more information. Just yes.
Well, I did.
Which is actually true.
You will
Yeah.
get a car.
You will get a car. So
In what
it just
capacity?
proves that this is magic.
I do love that.
So
Thank you so much for bringing those in.
No,
Those
you're
are
welcome.
fucking awesome.
and
Yeah,
now
that rocks.
it is a lot easier. Like I never know how to describe anything I'm ever working on.
Yeah.
So switch to the YouTube, watch the
Get on YouTube, check out this video.
Yeah. And I will mention that every month's issue comes with what I call a mail out, which is like the design that's on the cover of the zine.
Yeah.
I think yours is a dice. That comes with a magnet, a sticker, and a postcard that's collectible.
Yeah.
And if you're not on the zine tier, the tier below it is cheaper and you can just get the mail out,
Ah, yeah,
Okay.
cool.
you know?
Oh,
So
yeah.
there's actually more people on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's
Yeah,
like
the dice is this one.
Yeah.
I guess it's like when you're trying to do creative stuff, like creating something that people can consume once a month or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
and knowing how to package that up is such a interesting task. How has it been interesting to kind of figure that out?
I absolutely love every minute of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't even really know how it came to be. I think I just was panicking about my online store. No one was buying anything.
yeah.
And I was like, what do I like to do? And I was like, I really like, well, we went over this last time. I like repetition.
Yes.
And I kind of love the challenges that come up every single month with it. And it's just like, it kind of just fits in with my brain.
Mm.
And I love just like sitting there, printing it all out, stapling it all.
Yeah.
It's repetitive.
It's a creative process.
It's organised hoarding.
It's organized. Yeah, it is. And it's cute too. Like, I keep coming up with ideas. Like, I'll be like, next month or whatever, I can be like, hey, I'm on this podcast. Link you guys in a page, or like,
Yeah.
you know, I can be like, I want to feature other artists in my next
Yeah.
issue, and I can be like, follow these people. I'm always shouting out. Like, sometimes I'll be like, what's in my bag?
Oh, yeah,
is
yeah.
my favorite thing. And I'll be like tagging other artists, because I will look in my bag, draw everything that's in there, and then there'll be like a piece of jewelry from someone I love on Instagram, and then I'll like tag them.
Yeah, cool.
And I always make sure I like thank all of my members.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. It's just like, it's manic and it's really fun and it's always different.
Well, it's kind of the perfect distillation of what you've been doing over a long time.
Yeah.
Like, and I guess like you wouldn't have thought like, 5 years ago, I'm going to be sending out a zine. Like,
No, not at all.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting way to kind of go like, wow, this is what I enjoy, and this is the manifestation of that. It's really cool. Yeah.
I do find it hard to describe though, and even when I'm like trying to get members, like I do a post being like, join my zine. Patreon's kind of like a bit difficult to use, and like
Oh, right.
it's difficult in that way.
A-
But I
as-
feel like if I just like put up a little video of being like, this is what it is.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I should maybe do that. Note to
An
self.
instruction
We'll
guide.
clip this
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, just let me talk about what it actually
Yeah,
is.
Phil,
for like
let's
an
do that here.
hour.
We can.
And then I could just link this up.
I always think like the coolest part of being in a band is like doing the art stuff though, for me.
Yeah.
Like the music part, as much as like that is what actually I am doing. Like just the other day I got new stickers and I'm like, I fucking love getting new
think this
stickers.
is-
Like,
Very common with, like, even if you're like opening a restaurant,
yeah.
you know, like if you get t-shirts made or you get like logos put up on the windows, that's the fun
Oh,
part.
yeah.
Like the
Big time.
tactical cool.
Yeah.
It makes it feel like it's more real.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people that are really visual, it's just like, that's the fun part.
Well, and I mean, that for me, like, that's always been the sickest thing about, like, making sure everything musically comes out on vinyl, because it's like the biggest, coolest version of it is like having the thing massive in front of you.
Totally.
You know? And like,
And
I
then,
think
like all the different colors, like all the creative little steps that you've chosen.
yeah,
and
like making the
physically
vinyl a
having
certain
it.
color and
Yeah.
doing the insert a certain way and shit like that. Like, you know, I've only ever done it once, but like one time did like a gatefold LP, and Paddy, who did the art for it, me and him spent like hours just being like, we're going to put this little thing in the crease of the fold, and like no one's ever noticed that, but I'm like, oh, this fucking rules.
Yeah. And I bet the day that you like got that,
Oh, it was so revved up.
the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was like doing a solo comedy show and then like having someone do art for that, going like, oh, I've never had this really with a show before.
Yeah.
And like getting Patty to like design a logo and post for it. And I was like, oh, it feels very real now. It feels like I'm doing it on my own.
I feel like it kind of like diminishes imposter syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or makes it higher because you're like, oh no, now I actually do look more professional.
Did you get a message?
Yeah, I got a reminder, Van show.
Quick shout out. I just saw it today. Patty got nominated for a Grammy today,
Yeah, he
which
did.
is fucking crazy.
Who's Patty?
Patrick
Galvin.
Galvin, who did that logo and has done like basically most art stuff I've ever had to do, made a box set for this band Alpha Wolf, a metalcore band, and the box set got nominated for a Grammy.
Wow.
Yeah, which is
Oh my god, I
fucking
don't
psycho.
even know who this person is, and I'm
Well,
so proud of
you
you.
know.
Very proud of you, Patty.
Yeah, good job, Patty.
Done.
Actually, yeah, he did this logo too, so you know, hopefully we'll get nominated for a Grammy at some point. But
Not liquid.
not
Death,
Liquid Death. Sorry,
That.
they got $1 billion they can pay for their own
Oh my
Grammy.
god, it's so hard. I'm really making a visual.
You're a real visual app
Sorry.
person, Ginger.
You're
Yeah.
a visual artist, you know.
Yeah. Oh my god, have we finally worked out what I do? I am a visual artist.
That's it.
Yeah, you're right.
It was that all along.
Took us 2 podcasts to work it out.
I'm trying to think. What have you been doing since we last saw you? Because when was the last ep? It was
You were like one of the first people
Yeah,
we
I?
had. Yeah, on the new on this version of the podcast.
Oh.
I think
How
you were
long
like.
ago would have that been? Like,
I'm looking it up. Keep talking.
hang on. I'll play Alien Ghost 3. Oh, hang on. I turned the volume down on my laptop when that
After that
notification
reminder
come
came.
through. That's
This is
Space
spooky.
Whoosh 1.
space whoosh.
Space whoosh.
That's,
Whoosh.
it's space whoosh word.
All right, so
Right now we got space whoosh word coming in, huh?
yeah, you were the 4th episode.
Was I?
Since coming back.
What episode's this?
Well, so you were on episode 121 in March. That's how long ago that was.
What are we in now?
We're in November, and this will be episode 149.
Oh my god, I wonder how much my hair's grown.
Same.
Have you had a cut since then or no? Since March? No trim?
I cut my own hair. I actually cut bangs because of Trump the other day.
You just had a melt and went, fuck it.
Oh no, absolutely. Anytime I go into like a little bit of a panic or like get like too much, I'm like, we're gonna cut my hair.
Yeah.
So
This will help.
That's me with like going through a crisis. Like I gotta shave my head. Like
Yeah.
in the last 4 weeks, I've resisted shaving my head.
well, I didn't have bangs a couple of weeks ago, and now they're back.
Now they're back.
Because of Trump.
What about you, Aaron? What have you done with yours?
Your bangs.
I shave my head once a week, guys, and
Yay.
there's a reason I wear hats on this podcast because
Hey.
this shiny ass dome would be blinding the guests if I didn't
You
have
could
a hat
write
on.
little notes on it though. You could like play noughts and crosses on the.
What if for the live episode we got you a realistic looking wig?
That'd be great.
You should have done a Halloween episode. We could pretend
late.
this is.
I mean, I did do Dracula for Catfish, the
Yeah.
comedy show that I run.
Was it fun?
It was very fun. I did. The character was British Dracula, and he had a Manchester accent.
Amazing.
But I practiced the accent like
Yeah, I gotta hear it. What's your like
ah.
go-to line? Manchester. Is that?
it's like it's hard to lock in because I was like,
Without the teeth too.
well, the thing is that I practiced the accent without the teeth.
Yeah.
And then when I put them in, I was like, this is way harder.
You all of a sudden sound like it goes from like Manchester to like California. Somehow.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
complete opposite with the teeth in.
I feel like I have to swear to like.
It's okay. What? We haven't been swearing.
No. Like, I'm just gonna only say swear words.
That's okay.
This fucking daft cunt, he's fucking talking to me. But it's a little bit
good.
Scouser as well,
Yeah.
I think.
It's just, it immediately goes to like reality TV.
Yeah,
Do you want
yeah.
to go for a chat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I'll
it.
take you for a chat.
But so the teeth got in the way of that.
Well, I think it was all right, but I've got these teeth. My friend and I filmed this sketch thing a couple of years ago, and I got like prop level fangs. So it's like
You glue them on, right?
yeah, it's like a mouth guard. So it's like they're like here, and then I have them, and they're just like this mouth guard thing that I have.
Yeah.
And it's 2 bits, and like so you like heat them up, like you almost boil them in water, and then make this stuff, and then you like push it onto your teeth, and then you put the fangs on.
That's
and now
amazing.
I just have these permanent fangs.
I have fangs like that. I mean, they're not professional. I think I got them on like Temu. But they're 2 little fangs. But I didn't know, like after I wore them for a costume, I didn't know where to keep them in my house. But I also have a little box with my wisdom teeth in it. And so now my little boxes just has like fake fangs and my real teeth.
Yeah.
And Darcy, my boyfriend the other day, was like looking, and he's like, whose teeth are these? And I was like, they're mine. And he was like, okay. Like he didn't know which answer would have.
Oh,
like,
we're keeping teeth now.
What are these
yeah.
crazy teeth in with these normal teeth?
But I also was like, what answer did you want? Like, would you have been happier if I was like, not mine or they are mine? He just walked out of the room.
Yeah. Mine are just like in this stubby holder that I have on my desk, and there's pens in it, and the teeth are in the bottom of it.
So you're gonna put them on next year and get biro stains.
Yeah. Just really
This should be really blue. One's real blue.
blue Dracula.
I really wish that you could just wear fangs and it wouldn't be weird. Like I think I'd look quite good with them, or like a fake moustache. I sometimes like the filter with the fake moustache.
Yeah.
I wish that I could go out with a fake moustache and people wouldn't be like, what's happening?
It's sort of like, I guess some people, they do the body mod and get like the elf ears.
Yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
what I was about to say. I saw someone at the pub the other week with them on, and I was like, hey, you're taking that look for a
Elfies
walk.
are really cute.
Yeah.
But like, I think the thing is, if you're going to do something like that, you probably have a bit of a look going on anyway.
Oh, yeah,
But like,
yeah.
if I'm just in like,
Yeah, it's not just this with elf ears.
that's what I mean. Like, I want to be able to just be like, I want to wear my fangs with like my Adidas shorts and
Oh, yeah.
a big t-shirt, and it not be like really weird.
I'm sure. I guess you just got to start, don't you?
Yeah, you're right. I actually, yeah, I might have imposter syndrome with that.
Well, I feel like like people wearing contacts. Like that's
Yeah,
kind
true.
of
I
almost.
I wish it was just like you could put on glasses. Like it was that kind of
Yeah.
normal.
I think that's the funny thing too is like when people really take an accessory, like I think a lot of people started wearing glasses later in life, because of their eyesight. But
Yeah.
then people get really attached to the look. And then it becomes part of your personality too. And then it's one of those things where if you see a person not like with glasses not on,
Yeah.
they look like a bizarre different person to
Totally.
you. Like,
I have
so maybe
the
that's you with
opposite-
fangs.
I have the opposite problem with my glasses. They are in my handbag constantly. I'm meant to wear them all the time.
yeah.
And like now that we're just doing therapy, I'd love to know what it is about me. I can't wear them.
Yeah, I'm meant to wear glasses too.
Why?
But I
Okay,
don't.
this is actually very interesting because I have to wear them.
Yeah.
And I just don't. I
I'm
like the way they look. I just don't think I like keeping them on my face.
mine is that. Mine is I cannot not pay attention to them. Like
Yes.
I'm always just like
Always.
and I'm always worried they're going to fall off.
And they have to be so clean for me to.
Me too. I
like
can't if I have like
wearing them.
a little smudge on it,
Yeah.
I'm fucked.
Do you wear them at work?
No, I never wear them.
Yeah,
ever.
and you're meant to as well.
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
meant to wear them all the time.
And every time I go back, they're like, "Oh, your eyes are getting a bit worse." I'm like, "Yeah, because
because I
I've
never
been wearing
wear
the glasses."
Them. Yeah, me too.
I've just stopped going at this point.
I just
went-
got a new script and I'm not doing it. I'm not getting it. I went
Yeah.
in and got the test.
Mine is not that bad, so it's not really an issue for me. But
Well, last time I went and I was like had this like kind of blurry eyesight, and I went in and she's like, Yeah, 2020 vision. I think you're just tired.
And you're like, validation.
Oh, I just woke up. That'll
Thank
do
you.
it.
Yeah.
I knew I was tired.
Yeah, I was like, maybe, I wouldn't mind. Glasses, I think, would maybe suit me a little bit. I don't know.
I think actually I did wear them a little bit during lockdown when I was doing uni stuff.
Yeah.
Because I was like at the not that it's any different now. I am at the computer all day now too. But during lockdown, I don't know, in my head, bored in my house, got to change something up here.
Yeah.
And I think also I was wearing them because I wasn't afraid I was going to break them because I was just in my house the whole time.
I'm scared of losing mine all the time.
Yeah.
And now I feel like I need to put them on, but I don't. I haven't worn them in 6 months.
I feel the same about like having a mustache. I was like, I feel like I can't not have one now.
Really?
Yeah.
Would you scare people, you think? I'd be quite frightened.
I look
if saw
like,
you without your
I think I
moustache.
look too flat.
To be fair, like,
You got to give yourself some edges.
Yeah.
my boyfriend has like a giant moustache. He has done the whole time I've known him and for years prior. And he has joked about like shaving
Cleaning
it
it
off. And I'd be so upset. I'd be like one of those babies that they like shock, like the
Yeah.
devil shake their feet, and then they're like shaking and being like, get away from me. I would hate it.
I
It's
can't-
not my boyfriend anymore, you know?
I couldn't not have facial hair now because I would just, one, I would look like a thumb, but two, I just need something. I got no accessory on top. I gotta have something.
You gotta look like what's that game? Is it Guess Who?
Oh yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta look like a Guess Who.
I gotta have something to define this
Yeah.
part of my body.
I had a really cool scar for a couple of years. I dropped a staple gun on my face and it was right there. And it was really, do you remember this?
Yeah.
It was right there. It was so prominent and it went away.
How did it go away? Just
I
naturally?
don't know. I'm devastated about it because I finally looked like a cartoon character from Guess Who that was like, which
Only one way to
she have a
solve this.
scar on her face.
But it was like,
Live on
it was like
pod,
a
we dropped
badass
something.
looking scar.
It was really cool. It missed my eye by a millimeter.
Whoa.
And what happened was the staple gun had like a little bit of a metal, you know when metal kind of has like an edge if it's been dropped previously?
Yeah.
And it had that and it just went and sliced my cheek open. And then it did cut me like on my chest and it just bounced off my face.
Ooh.
But I went to the bathroom to like see how bad it was. And I looked in the mirror and I was like, I finally look like I look like I'm in a Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
film.
Fuck
I'm a
yeah.
bad guy now.
And it stayed for a couple of years. And
Did you have to get it stitched up or anything, or it just healed?
no, I didn't want to get it stitched up because I wanted it to
Ah,
stay.
I
I was
need
doing
something
stuff. I was doing some stupid
What's
stuff.
the-
I was like putting tattoo ink in it to like.
To make it go
Yeah,
that
it was
way.
actually. I shouldn't admit this on the podcast. I
What's
know
the
I-
opposite of vitamin E cream?
Yeah. No, I was googling
How do I
it.
accentuate this?
I was googling it, being like, "How do you make a scar stay?" Because I liked it, but I didn't want to like be too mentally unwell about it. But then there was a lot of stuff like you rub coffee grounds in it and stuff like that, and I was like, "That sounds
That sounds
infecty."
yucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it didn't stay, and now I just look awful.
Just normal.
So boring.
You gotta get those glasses.
Yeah, I
on.
might start wearing my glasses.
Well, I'm glad you came on today to unleash all this different therapy.
I feel really good. Oh, you did actually ask me a question about work. We went on a really. You said, "What have I been up to since March?"
Is it at the moment? Is it just the zine?
It is just the zine.
Yeah, awesome.
And then kind of like I've had a couple of cool jobs since then. I just did. I just designed all of the T-shirts for 7 national parks in Australia.
Oh, wow.
Which is really cool.
Fuck yeah.
So they're going to be sold, I think, online, but I don't actually really know. Like, like Tasman National Park, does that have like a
They have a-
souvenir?
They have
They
a
got
website.
Do
Do they have a
soup-
merch store?
You know, is it like the Grand Canyon? How you go and there's like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little kiosk.
Oh, I'm
with
sure,
some
yeah.
keychains.
Yeah, because there's like a park office or something.
Info place?
Yeah. Anyway, I did that, so I don't know where you can get them, but that was fun.
Okay, sick.
What else have I done? It's pretty much just the zine.
You doing a bit of laser tattoo removal as well? Weren't you?
I stopped.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What was? How was that?
It was really, really fun. Like,
Torturing.
yeah, it was
People.
really great seeing people in pain. No, I loved the process. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen it online.
Yeah.
It's quite like satisfying.
Reverse drawing.
Yes, it's erasing.
It's erasing, yeah.
But I did shortly realize that it is erasing and it's not creative enough for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But I gave it a red hot go. but that wasn't for me. And now I've been working in TV a little bit. I've been working in like the art finishing department, which is really cool because you just rock up and destroy things.
Okay.
Like they'll be like, there's a prison scene. Here's 50 pairs of Anko Kmart Vans. Can you like sand them and dye them and
make
like,
them look used,
ruin them a bit? So I really like rocking up and just destroying stuff.
That's so sick.
It's been really cool.
How did that come about?
Oh, this is such a... It's really about who you know, and my sister's the costume designer. And to be fair, she got me in because she knew that I've been having like a bit of an existential crisis. And she was like, why don't you just come do some work experience?
Yeah.
And then I ended up like doing some actual work for them. And now I want that to be my job. But I want to be able to do the zine and that. So
because it's like your own thing and then something that's also satisfying outside of
my own thing and then something that pays me. The Patreon is great, but I need at least
it's not a salary.
More subscribers.
That's what we've come here today to do. We're going to crank that number up on the Patreon.
Come on, everyone. This is live. Call in now. 1-800 join my zine so I can pay my rent.
It's a long phone number, but we'll get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know the feeling. I think it's like trying to have at the moment I'm like I quit my job a couple of months ago and it's like now I'm getting to the crunch point of like I gotta sort something out. Like was on a real roll with comedy and then it's like, oh, then you have these gaps.
It's just what happens, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, probably need to prepare a bit better for these gaps.
Yeah.
But also just having like enough different things that you've kind of always got something going on. And I would say like, you know, we've talked about Callum a little bit. Like he's really good at it. He's got
fantastic.
He's got enough little things going on over a long period of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's just, and it's also a bit of who you know. Like kind of like, I mean, I went and worked this random job where I worked at like this thing called Burgers and Babes.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And this guy I know, it's like topless waitressing. And I was just like helping my mate run it, who MCs it.
Were you topless waitressing?
I was not the topless waitressing. I was just like running drinks and like organizing the games, but it was like 9 bucks parties and 1 very sad birthday.
Where just one guy came in on his own.
No, it was like this group of guys like, how old are you turning, mate? And he's like 35. It's like not even really a milestone birthday.
Yeah.
And it was just like randomly came in and then like the gals were lovely and we like went for a drink after and all this sort of stuff. And I was like, how did I end up working this event? And it's like, well, it was kind of through comedy. A guy, I know who does comedy, like organizes it and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, this is this. And it's like in where the Colonial Hotel is where Next used to be.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, you've been here before? I was like, yeah, I've been here heaps.
Yeah, you're like actually vomited over there in the corner.
Yeah.
I'm having too many vodka cranberries.
Yeah, I don't know why vodka cranberries were like there or vodka raspberries.
Yeah, vodka raspberries. It was a VCR.
Yeah.
Vodka Coke and raspberry.
Yeah.
That sent shivers up my spine.
The time, that period where, I mean, we used to come down here and play those shows and it'd be $2 pots. And it was just like,
I had a list.
Watch me get
at the Adelaide
so
one.
pissed.
Really?
Did ya?
Yeah, I was one of those.
You were one of the door people.
Made good money.
Yeah.
I think it's because
people fully lived off that.
Well, I totally lived off it, but I also think it's because it was called Psych.
Yeah.
And I was just 18 or 19 when it had happened, and I think I hit a sweet spot in Adelaide because Adelaide's not that big.
Yeah.
So there was only me and one other guy in the very beginning that had lists.
Yeah.
So it was split 50-50.
Oh,
or if you were more popular that week, like.
Well, I remember when you would play there, the band essentially got a list as well.
Yeah.
And if
the drink tickets.
Yeah. And if you said, you know, you were there to see the band, we would get more money out of it. At least that's how I remember it. We would get more money and we would get more drinks out of it. So our thing was like, I exist particularly was like every fucking person we know is coming to this thing. We're all getting free drinks.
It was
like,
such a smart business idea, really.
Well, I think it was a smart business idea for people like us. It wasn't a smart business idea for the company because
Do you really? I thought it was.
Oh no!
No?
I did. Well, I think it did great for them for like 3 years, and then now
I guess
they
that's
don't do it
why
anymore.
stopped. I just thought it was like they must have been doing something right because every city had one.
Yeah, well, it was big. It was big at the time. Like
Yeah.
it was a time and place thing
This is
too.
for the elder emos. This
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is real throwback.
Old goths.
Old goth shit. Yeah.
Man, I wish that I could find those. Was it Destroy All Lines?
Yes, that's the company.
Where did that come from? That was deep in the
You,
bottom of my brain. But I wish that there was just some sort of Dropbox with all of those photos.
Oh, I mean, I still have quite a lot of them.
I don't have any of them.
Well, there was Inga and Audra were around that time. There were some photographers around that time, or Inga was. And she had this, I think it was Band Photos Rock, her website.
Right.
And there was like a hidden link, and it was just all the photos that they took at those
really?
things.
Wow.
And then like I remember getting an email probably like 5 years ago now going like, hey, we're getting rid of this website. Go in and download any photos you
Oh,
want.
that's nice.
And it was just like all like just on the dance floor,
Yeah.
like fisheye lens, which
Oh,
was
yeah.
like
Man.
big at the time.
Oh, and the like go-to like
Yes.
that was everything. It was like camera was up here.
Yeah.
I had a VCR, and it was just like every photo.
Well, in some of the early ones, also a Siggy.
Siggy.
Oh yeah.
Lots of, and there was
Lots
quite,
of Siggies.
there was, yeah, a lot of Siggies. And there was those two, I mean, I think it was next here where they had that rooftop beer garden thing. And it was like barely, and same at the Bang one too, like barely outside.
Yeah.
Like they were really pushing the limits of saying like, no, it's outside. You can smoke out there.
Yeah.
And it was like, there's a roof. There's just like
There's
a big,
a hole in that roof, though.
Yeah.
they're like, oh, air's coming in. And it was like, and yeah, there's so many photos of people just like club pics and people just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
It
like,
does seem bizarre now.
yeah, crazy now.
Although I think recently I went to see, earlier this year, I should say, I went and saw The Streets.
Oh,
And, like,
fun.
It was so much fun. I saw Darcy at the front.
Yeah, he was very happy to be there.
And then, but just as they were playing, just a lot of like old laddie guys just lighting up
Lighting up.
ciggies like
In the audience.
inside of Margaret Court Arena.
Oh.
It was like wild. And then you were at a show the same night and at the Max Watts, and the same thing happened.
Yeah.
I was like, what's
People just
this is
smoking
fucking
inside now.
fucking full moon tonight?
They just decided that they were like off of
Siggy
the
night.
adrenaline
Dude,
of
that-
like nostalgia.
I've-
They were like, let's go back to it.
Well, I think it's because people vape, and so people just vape in their house.
yeah.
They go to public places and forget that there is a rule.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
like, well, I vape on the couch all the time, so I guess I can vape inside this venue.
There's
Yeah.
lots of gigs I go to where people are just vaping.
Oh yeah, the one last night, and it's fucking 200 cap rooms. There was a cunt vaping in there.
If
Yeah.
you're in the middle,
Yeah. Well, who's going to stop you?
also like a lot of just like crouching down.
Well, and also shows have smoke machines. It all gets mixed in.
Yeah, no.
But
And by the time it like if you're crouching down, by the time it rises to like the
crazy thing at the
couple.
couple shows that I've been at lately, which is, kind of the vibe of the music I attend, but people just smoking weed inside. And I'm like, I love smoking weed, but I am not bold enough to be like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just light it up in here.
Well,
I
it's,
don't
such
know
a-
if I could do it at a gig.
it's so distinctive.
Yeah.
I like to push the boundaries, but I feel like that's only because it's like very recently, like you can have a script on you.
Yeah.
So anyway, but
Yeah.
I don't have one, but it's allowed me to just be like,
Oh, you can do it, yeah.
You
I mean,
know?
a doctor told me if I don't, I'll perish. So I got to listen to that doctor.
and then I got in some guy's car out the front of my house and I got it.
Hey, doc.
I would like a medicinal one just so that it feels I maybe I don't know because I kind of like the idea of like it's
Crime.
not really it's not allowed.
Yeah.
I like the idea of crime. You know what? Anything these days to get a thrill. I don't drink anymore, really. So like,
So it's crime.
so I think I like a bit of crime.
As we said, ACAB.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dirty cops.
Dirty cops.
Yeah, I've been thinking about like I have this story about that I'm doing in my stand up about stealing DVDs when I was younger, like illegal DVDs off this guy.
Okay.
So a guy was selling illegal DVDs at a market, and we went there and he handed them into the car. He was packing up in the car park,
Yeah.
and he handed 150 DVDs in this big wallet into the car. And my friend and I were like, we'll go get cash and we'll come back. And my friend was like, those are illegal DVDs. Why don't we just drive off? And we did.
You wouldn't steal a car.
Yeah. And so, anyway, there's more to that story. But I was thinking when I was younger, I did really try and I remember I was talking with some friends about wagging school.
Yeah.
And I wagged school and I'd photoshopped my birth certificate to say I was older than I was so I could go to the movies to see Red Dragon, which was the Hannibal, Hannibal
Lecter
movie. And now thinking back on it, I was like, that birth certificate didn't work. They just did not care.
Yeah.
They were just like, you're not at school.
But
yes,
also,
you can see a movie during the day.
What, like, 18-year-old kid that's working at Hoyt's is like,
Can I see some ID?
can I see your birth certificate, please?
Yeah,
To let
why
you in.
I took my... I don't think they even... I was like, here's my birth
Oh,
certificate.
you were just really prepared.
I was really
You were
prepared.
really prepared to get in trouble.
That's a really good way to identify that you're under 18.
Yeah.
Is going, yeah, I got my birth certificate on. Here's
I've
proof.
come over prepared.
Yeah.
And then...
There was probably no one even on the door. You could have just walked in.
Yeah, and I remember going to this cinema and they're like, just like, yeah, sure. Like, it's fine.
It's
yeah.
okay. Just
And-
get inside. I don't want to have to make a
Yeah.
phone call.
And also scanning money on our home scanner and printed out 2 sides of a $20 note, like taped it together and then like roughed it up and then put it over the school canteen. But it was like just other kids working behind the...
They're like, I don't care.
And
Again,
I
you've gone to so much effort.
I think I saw this kid look at it, put it in the till, and like I was like walked out of the canteen. It fucking worked.
I got my pie and my nippies.
And then the next day, going in there, it was like stuck up on the wall.
With a picture of you next to it.
Well,
Do not trust this man.
our hack was you could tape 2 5-cent coins together and it would think it was a $2 coin in
Yeah,
the Coke
and
machine.
candy machines.
And so you just put it in the Coke machine. But then, like, the best, it was like, it worked for like a year. And then we got rid of the school got rid of the Coke machine and they talked about it in assembly. And they were like, this school has sent that vendor broke.
Oh my God, you've ruined lives.
Like, we ruined some cunt's business.
Teachers love to guilt trip you. That didn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's,
But then it was no more Coke machine after that.
I don't know what it is in me. I love a scheme, a scam.
I love a little crime.
Yeah.
We used to have this candy machine up at the like chicken shop in the Adelaide Hills where I grew up, and you could put like any coin in the machine, and all it would have to do was like press the button in, and then you could pull the coin out, and all the candy would just come out.
Oh, yeah.
So we would do that every day. But then one day we were in there, and my friend Kate was like, Ginger, we've been doing this for so long, and we've gotten so much free candy, and we realized the side of the machine was like, all money goes to this cancer foundation.
Oh.
And then we felt so bad. And then I think we talked about like going up to the people in the chicken shop and like giving them like $10 or whatever. But then we just never did because we were 14.
I remember the when, you know, the advent in Australia at the time of when all those like the Hare Krishna restaurants started popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Where it was like pay what you feel or whatever.
I like crime, like I've said.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't good with that one.
Well, I remember it was like the touring band's delight was going to these places and being able to eat for real cheap.
Yeah.
And we went to one in Perth and
Was it called Lentil is Anything?
well, Lentils Anything was the big one here.
Yeah, right.
But I think the legitimate old school ones of it were like an actual like, yeah, Hare Krishna joint or something.
Yeah.
And we went to this one in Perth and every one of us went up and the pay what you want thing, you know, we're like 19. We're all throwing in like 50 cents or whatever. And our friend Rob was with us and he was like, you're all fucking dogs, and went up and put $50 in it.
Oh,
It
there's
was
always one though. I hated that. I had friends like that too, and I was like, you know what? No. I am struggling constantly.
I'm 19.
This is the only way I'm going to ever be able to afford a meal for 50 cents.
This is
I'm
Hare
gonna
Krishna
do
giving
it.
back
Yes.
to the community.
No, I didn't like the person who was right.
The do-gooder.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Lentil is Anything. It's like kind of crazy to think. Like, I mean, they would be going off right now.
Oh, yeah.
In this cost of living crisis.
Oh my God, they totally would be.
I remember the one at Abbotsford because I lived
Yeah.
near there. I was there constantly.
Yeah.
And it was like pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It also
I had one close to my house in Newtown, but it shut down very
they're all-
quickly because everyone just paid 50
Yeah.
cents.
And I think they're all done now.
Except for that one do-gooder in every
Yeah.
friendship
Well,
group that was like, you're all scum.
You're all
I'm putting $20 in. And we're like, okay, let's come do this next week.
You just
you
paid
bring
for,
20 bucks.
You paid for my next year of eating here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, that's as good a place as any to end it.
Has it been an hour already?
Yep. It's been an hour.
I honestly feel like we could talk for 6 hours and you wouldn't.
You
I wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know.
I
either.
got a lot of things
This
to
big
say.
clock has really changed the game for us, though. Now we can actually know what we're doing in here.
To be honest, I'm dyslexic in that so many numbers, and I'm not wearing my glasses, that I didn't really know what was happening.
It's also got the temperature on it, but I have never seen that change.
No.
Is it
And
just
it's,
the temperature in this room, though?
Well, I was like, I don't know where it's getting the temperature from.
yeah, I don't know either.
It's 23 degrees with the aircon on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we plug the live show?
Yeah, we got a date. We don't have much else for it. We're doing a live show.
Can I come?
Of course.
Yeah.
Be upset if it's upsetting if you're like
No.
We
It's
said
g-
no gingers.
It's December 19 at the Bergy Bandroom at 7 p.m.
Yes.
Details to come. I assume by the time this episode comes out, we may have already put it on the internet. But
Yes.
Where's the Bergy Band?
It's
room?
just down the street on Sydney Road.
I really like that name.
It's very good. We were there last night.
It's a cool spot.
Cool spot.
Um,
But yeah, look on our Instagram for more details. 'Cause
yes.
at time of recording, we haven't done them.
But it's going to be fun.
It will be fun.
It'll be a bit of a muck around, end of year knockoff.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna come and heckle you.
Crowd
for sure.
involvement.
Is there?
Yeah, we'll be.
We'll get you on stage.
Yeah.
I'm scared. No, I won't do that.
We'll do some. There's going to be some video components. There'll
Is there
be.
going to be a life-size plucker duck person in a plucker duck outfit? Have I just ruined
We're
it? Because if you
workshopping.
don't do that now.
We're
everyone will be
workshopping
upset.
it.
Open to all ideas.
But no, we're going to be doing giveaways, and yeah, it'll be sick.
We've got a couple of prizes teed up.
Yeah.
Ben's going to give away his ceramic panther.
Actually, that's not bad.
That's not
Auction
bad.
it off.
I
Live
was
auction.
joking. You could get a bit of money doing that.
All right.
From
Bring
me
your cash to the
house, eh?
Bergy Bandroom on December 19th. Thanks for coming, Ginger.
No, thanks for having me. That was really fun.
Thank
Pleasure.
you again. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.